Okay.
Where is my little stick? There it is.
All righty, we'll go ahead and get started. Well, thank you guys so much for attending this meeting on a Friday afternoon. Greatly appreciate your guys' time. Couple things we're going to talk about. Most of our stuff is going to be spent on talking about the clean air rooms and the outreach that we're doing, because that seems to be the biggest push, and rightfully so. But as you know, we've shared throughout this whole process, there's just been a little bit of, it's a little difficult to give out something free. And who would have thought? You think it would be easy, but it doesn't, it comes with its challenges. And so there are, a couple of things that we are looking to do to kind of just help move this initiative along and to keep interest and hopefully get people to, to want to sign up and get this free resource. One of the things that we're really, really excited about at our last meeting, we were looking for contacts that were within the boundary that could also help us. And we're exploring the possibility of partnering up with New Genesis Housing. And so we've already had a meeting with Bishop Williams, and he does a lot of great work there in the community and has great rapport with the people. So we're curious to see how that all unfolds and if we'll be able to continue on that front. As well as I spent some time reaching out to San Joaquin County Human Services Agency and asked, is there any way that they can help distribute our flyers? They work very heavily within the footprint where we're, looking to access the residents. And everything went well. She said, yeah, send everything over. We'll go ahead and distribute that. Next thing is I want to approach them about partnering up because they do a lot of events. And so partnering up with them and being at those events, that way we can do the signups in person. So I'm excited to see what unfolds there. The other piece that we're really happy about, I know Margot has expressed some interest in it, is a direct mailer. And so we have done some digging around and put our heads together to figure out what is the best way that we can do this. And we are going to move forward. And with that, I'll pass it over to Heather to talk about the details of that.
Got it. Hi, team. It's Heather. Can you tell that we're happy it's Friday afternoon? They're facing a good mood. Actually, a couple things to Cass's points. Do you know that that gentleman, Dwight Williams? SB, do you know him?
Is he on the AB 617 or?
No. We got referred to him by James Autumn, who is Ed Ward's replacement on the committee. And anyway, all that to be said, he says he's been in the area for a very long time and that he's well connected to sort of the religious sect in that area. So Cass and I are like encouraged. Hopefully he follows through with his mini grant application. I'm going to call him again next week. But yeah, that would be cool. That would be really cool. So that was uplifting. We have drafted the postcard and just a little bit of history on why we don't often do mailers, mostly because of cost ratio, right? Efficiency to cover that many people is quite expensive. We have a big footprint in Stockton. In smaller spaces like in Shafter and Arvin, a run of postcards could probably get you a lot further as far as coverage of the whole community. But we've learned that you kind of need to send a couple or, have sort of a multiplying effect. Like they see it in the mail, they saw it on the news, maybe it came over from a friend, a flyer, it's on social media. And so in timing, we don't have the funds to send to the 100,000 people in Stockton's boundary, but we will prioritize the zip codes that are fully in the boundary. Obviously, we don't want to accidentally send to a zip code that has a split and half the audience wouldn't actually qualify. I'm going to show it to you. Hang on, I have it up. And this is what it looks like. So we talked, and I'm hoping you all agree. The last flyer we had, we used a generic image, iStock image of a dad and a child and a purifier like in a living room. This time, we've got, okay, I'm trying to do two things. I'm going to share my screen. Where in my screen? Right there. Here we go. You see that? I'll make it bigger. You see that?
Mhm.
Yeah. So we're embarking on new flyers and this new postcard. The flyers we're going to make for all 3 communities that still have clean air rooms, but they'll be specific. So we'll do a full page flyer with Stockton photos of all the various things we've gone to, and then the same in Shafter and Fresno. But the postcard will be generic because we get a little bit cheaper rate if we print larger numbers. So we're going to print enough to hit some addresses in Fresno and Shafter also, with potentially this image, assuming you all like it. But I love it because Rocio, or is that a Stockton? That is a Stockton event, right?
I think so.
I think so. Even if it isn't, it's a
Oh,
real. Go ahead, FSB.
I said I can't tell, so it
Okay,
would
cool.
work if you're going to use it in more than one place. So
Exactly. So good. The hope is that it's real. Like the guy's holding a ad for CGYM, which is also cool. If somebody was like, "Ooh, what's that? Looks like a lawnmower."
What's the difference?
But it's a real image, and we're hoping it reduces barriers, right? We've discussed at length the issues we've got in our community. So I'm very encouraged by this. The other thing is we can do an overrun and also hand them out at events and sort of just try and get this swell of movement behind clean air rooms. Additionally, once we get this printed and coordinated, we will use some of this imagery, the same sort of thematic imagery, and I will do it on social. I know that Margot and others are worried about an audience that probably would never see social, but at the same time, maybe granddaughter sees it and says, I saw image on social, and grandma's like, wait, I got something in the mail. You know, this sort of full-fledged approach trying to hit all the various options as we push through getting more purifiers into the community.
right.
What do you think? You like it?
I think that it looks good. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wait, that's the front and here's the back. We're fine tuning the language, so it's not totally done, but yeah. Yeah. So I'm excited about that. And it'll be a good size.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Kyle?
I think it looks really good, really crisp. I
Yeah.
love the way the actual air filter like package is like subtly highlighted.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's cool.
Cool. And we're hoping like we're not faking this, people. This is real stuff. Definitely didn't want to go the doom and gloom way and show like the scary wildfire, right? We're just going, hey, this is real.
Oh no.
In your community. We want to give one to you too. So anyway, very encouraged by that. I don't see Margot on today, but we'll give Margot an update. I think she'll be encouraged too.
Yeah.
And then timing wise, we'll be able to know, right? Proof will be in the numbers if this works. All at the same time, hopefully Cass is breaking into the church group with Bishop Williams. And if, maybe we end up out at some Earth Day events and all the things happening in spring, I'm feeling positive about this, guys.
Yeah.
Even beyond just like, even beyond San Joaquin Valley, beyond Stockton, just for this could even be for AB 617 as a whole. Just
Right.
this can be a really strong data point that like community partnerships work. They work full stop. Like that. It'd be a real win for that.
Well, there's Margot. I'll have to say it again. Hi, Margot.
Hi there.
How
Sorry,
are you?
Good.
Happy Friday.
I know.
We're all happy it's Friday and that it's not frigid.
It's gorgeous. I'm sorry I'm late.
No worries. I'm gonna repeat a couple things I just said. I think you'll be happy to hear. As discussed last meeting and our plan to sort of move forward and really take on clean air rooms, we've got a couple things brewing. One is the postcard that you long asked for, and I'm going to share with you the design real quick. We employed a real photo, hoping to break down the barrier. Can you see it? Did I do that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Hoping to break down the barriers that we've discussed at length, as far as, distrust and whatnot. So real picture, real person receiving it. It'll be bilingual. They can type in the URL directly so that they don't, if they have a hesitation about QR codes or don't know how, And then on the backside, and then just basic information about the program. This is not a complete version, like we have to fine tune it, but it's coming along nicely.
And this is a postcard or a handout?
It's a postcard, and it'll be about, oh, sorry, this size, if you could tell. It's 6 by 9. It's a good size. It's not going to be hiding, like those little mailers you get from your vet. And you're like, wait, what is that? It's going to be a good size, colorful. And what we were talking about, Margot, is that this is a new image, right? The last flyer and the whole campaign was with a stock image. This is a person, we think it's Stockton, but we're not sure now. It might actually be Fresno now that I'm looking at it closer, but just the same, it's a real resident of the Valley getting a purifier. We're going to use similar imagery and do new flyers, full page flyers, in all 3 communities. And the reason we can sort of capitalize right now, Margot, is because we're going to also drop some in the Shafter and Fresno areas that also need it. So we're going to print a larger volume, which gets us a cheaper rate. So being able to sort of bundle that helps. And then at the same time, we're going to support it with a small, but important, because we want it to show up in all the places, social media campaign that has also the same imagery. So we're like, case in point, certainly an audience that doesn't see it, maybe granddaughter mentions, I saw a free air purifier, and grandma says, oh, I got a thing in the mail, I think. There's just this, we're trying to hit all the pieces that you were talking about, Margot. Before you came on, Cass was sharing, we did follow up with James, and that contact he was referring us to was Bishop Williams from New Genesis Housing there in Stockton. And he's been around a very long time. And he is very eager, and we are very encouraged. I haven't got his mini grant application yet, but he sounds like he's fine-tuned and ready to do it, and wants to do it with us. But he's well connected, and we think maybe some of the I don't know, he said 40 people. He's a part of a network of pastors in the area, and there's like 40 of them. And so we'll, we hit a couple, 3, 10, a dozen of those churches potentially through this contact, and we might be well on our way. We're very encouraged.
Mm-hmm. Who was this? What was the name?
His name is Dwight Williams.
Okay,
and
thank you.
He runs this nonprofit called New Genesis Housing, and they work to get, I think, low-income individuals and what were the other details, Cass? Into housing, but they also do sort of similar things like any community-based nonprofit would do, like educational courses and connecting people to resources and that sort of thing. So it makes sense that they're in the space, in the community, already talking about other things. And so hopefully we just slide ours in, and he understands the need to be a credible source standing in front of these community residents. And we talked about that when we met with him earlier this week. So that's a big press forward. That, our postcard campaign, some awesome spring activities in the sunshine. I think we're going to turn some numbers. And I even told Bishop Williams about our internal competition, and that Cass would be really leaning on him, because we have a Fresno, Shafter, Stockton competition, and Cass wants to win it. She wants to get to 5,000 purifiers first. So I told him, no pressure, Bishop Williams. But anyway, he sounds like he's on board, Margot. So we're getting excited.
Good.
We're trying. Yep. We're trying.
Oh, and then sorry, Cass, if you wanted to repeat the human service.
Oh yeah. So I had also mentioned that I'd spent some time connecting with San Joaquin County Human Services Agency. And just kind of, filling them out, seeing what they do. And then the fact that they work very closely with the residents within the boundary. I asked, is there any way that they could assist us in sharing our flyer, because we have this free resource, and explained all the details. And they said yes. So I sent that over. So I'm excited for that. And then taking a look at their website, they do a lot within the boundary in terms of outreach. And so I would love to partner up with them and, hopefully piggyback on an upcoming event. So that way we could be there in person to help sign people up and get these purifiers.
That would be awesome.
In the hands of the residents. So yeah, hopefully all that, comes to fruition. In terms of the churches, I know that was one of the big comments that came up. Can we reach out to churches? I've spent quite a bit of time trying to connect with churches, and it's been a little bit difficult. I've had some say yes, but when I kind of went back to do the follow-up, I wasn't able to see the follow through on their side. So I was a little disheartened by that. But nevertheless, I was just curious if you, SB or Margot, have any other connections in a church potentially, or with a church that we could reach out to and just see.
So for the church part of it, yeah, it's usually like somebody that's involved with the church. So we do have some of our members that are a part of it. And so what they can do is do the ask. And so like if they can do the announcement, what have you. And so I can follow up with our group and then find out about, having them do that. And then so they can, like, for example, in the Catholic Church, they make the announcement, right? Like at the end of the service, and then, give the information outside of the mass. Cause you know how usually they'll have like another service right after that.
Yep.
And so within the footprint, I know, it would be, even though it's right outside the perimeter, but they would be coming from that area, would be like St. Linus and then St. George are the ones that would be within that AB 617. Obviously, they could go to other churches, but usually they go to the one that's closest.
Yeah.
So I can do that ask on that. And then I was going to ask if you're doing still, because I know that the CAPA funds are frozen.
Yeah.
And so the mini have some smaller orgs that can help with the outreach. And then because I was thinking like, going back to, you have the Catholic Church, but then also the one of the campaigns I had done before, like we went to like all the taco trucks and put up flyers there. And so since there's quite a bit, then they can do that as well. They can go put them up and then people will see them there. And then also at the markets, like going and hitting them again, and then doing that round, because then it's a reminder of that. And then folks will see it, they'll see it everywhere, and then get the postcard and the social media and everything else. So I think that, the more places that we can be at, most definitely, we can make an impact that way. So I can follow up with the stations and then have them do that. And then get a game plan going for those locations, including the churches.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
That would be wonderful.
I'm hoping in a few months we sit here and discuss how we're sad that they're all gone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to stick it into the universe.
Some churches.
Hello, everybody. I'm sorry for showing up late. I had an incident I have to attend, an emergency, but it's been okay. Anyway, I was like, can you give it a quick wrap up what was going on at the moment?
Sure, Heather, I'll let you speak.
Okay. Hi, Douglas. This is Heather. Welcome. Nice to see you. Or two.
Hi, thank you. It's been a while because I didn't have no phone for the last 2 months. That's why I was disconnected for a long time.
No wonder. I'm glad you're back.
Thank you.
Okay, so good news. A quick summary of what we've been chatting about, Douglas, is that we have been busy making connections with the Human Services Agency, a bishop of a local nonprofit called New Genesis Housing, designing a postcard that we can mail to the community with graphics that will be mirrored in hopefully some social media images that show up in the community, really with this trying to make a swell in the next probably 6 weeks around 6 to 8 weeks around clean air rooms and getting those into the hands of the, finishing out the 5,000 that we have to give out. What are we standing at, Cass? Do you recall? I want to say it's like 1,500. So we got plenty left. And so then we were just touching base on, I'll show you real quick. This is a postcard design we've put together. It's not final, but this will be something that people see show up. Not case in point, not every single household, and this is what I need to stress, not every single household will get one. simply because we don't have the funds or the means to hit every household, but that our goal is to do sort of a cross section, and then as we discussed, hit, I want to say probably 10,000 households within the boundary, and then also do some social media and also flyer at some churches, and then also be present at springtime events. So that's sort of what we got going down for our clean air rooms.
Okay, can I make a suggestion since SB is there? I know I talked to in South Stockton. We have an election. We had a city council member named Jason Lee, and he's a very well known city council that is very have a celebrity status. It's got already have and a very high influencer as well.
Okay. Do you
He
know him
also had his
personally?
own podcast in LA, and he also came down and really really want to help his South Stockton district. And I do believe they have a lot of connection, and I think he would be interested in that particular program for clean air for his constituent
Okay.
and in South Stockton. I'm sorry, who's talking?
This is Heather, and that's great. Douglas, do you know him personally as well?
Actually, at the moment, no, because I was out of the commission for during the election. I couldn't go out. I got kind of housebound for a while, and so I had talked to people, and I had and then and I have seen SB join the campaign with Fergazzi and also with Jason Leaf by what do you call that? To the grapevine, you know. So anyway, I think her. So anyway, I think that's something that SB probably would probably know him as well better than I can, and through in appearance, in personally. That's it.
So this is SB Douglas. Yeah, I can get the information, contact, and everything over to Heather, Cassandra, so that you all could do the send them the information, and
Yeah.
coming from the air district, so that way he gets like the full 9 yards. So I will make sure that you have that information, and then that way he could see like the flyer, or whatever piece you wanted him to like promote, and yeah, that way to get that done. I'm thinking through the mayor's office, if we put it on social media, the only thing, it'll go up through the whole city.
Right.
And then it'll get confusing because then everyone will think they can apply. That's that part.
This is Heather. That is that sort of tricky situation. Same with, doing our mailing. We certainly don't want to frustrate ineligible residents. But that's awesome. Can we say we got the contact from you, SB? Can we say, hey, we work with SB?
What I could do is I'll do the
email introduction?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, Douglas. This Heather, you were saying something?
No, I was just saying, you're right. I mean, I'm not talking about this particular district. I'm not talking about District 1, District 2, but District 6 is the district within South Stockton. I believe that if you send that information to the vice mayor, he's the vice mayor now, so if you connect it to the vice mayor, I think he would get the job done and help out with the average and the commercial marketing itself. I think he'll be a great asset to that, and I think SB will agree with that. Thank you,
Douglas. Yes, thanks. I will definitely follow up with that. Thank you.
Awesome.
Sorry, I was just frantically taking notes. That is all great. Super excited about that.
I'm not, Cass, tell them who you're speaking.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Cassandra from the Air District. Okay, so moving on. next, I kind of wanted to remind you guys about the Stockton Outreach Event Tracker. And let me just share my screen here. Okay, can you guys see the event tracker? Okay, perfect. So I linked it in the agenda so you guys have access to it, and it's also on our website, but this is a really great tool to just kind of see the things that the Air District has already heard about and considering, and then we tried to list all the details in there. So the next event that's coming up will be Stockton Unified's Earth Day, which is on April 12th. And it's going to run from 12 to 5, and it's at the district's open lot off of 56th and Lincoln Street. And so it's going to be this big event that's not only for Stockton Unified, it's open to the public. And so this falls within the boundary. We're hoping to get a lot of foot traffic through there. This will be a great event. We'll be there to help promote the Clean Air Rooms program, as well as all of our other programs that are available. And then the next event is April 27th at Victory Park. And that, of course, is the City of Stockton's Earth Day event. And again, we'll be there. So we're excited, hoping to sign up more residents. But the other thing that we were kind of pondering is, we had mentioned how we do get a lot of pushback, and it's hard for residents to A, want to carry the conversation, and then B, trust whether or not if this program is real. If you guys are open to it, we think it'd be a great idea if you wouldn't mind coming down and spending maybe 30 minutes with us, 30 minutes to an hour, just to kind of share testimony. If anybody, and we're going to send this message out to the whole CSC group. And just state, if you would like to come down to one of these events, that would be great. And we can work hand in hand. And we're not requiring like a lot of time. Like I said, just 30 minutes, up to an hour. And just so people can see that, A, it's real. You guys are, you live there, you're from Stockton, this is your community. And we're just hoping maybe that will give it a different feel and kind of bridge that gap and allow more people to be willing to carry the conversation and want to sign up for this and get this free resource. So yeah, we were kind of thinking about that. Wanted to know your thoughts. I mean, is that something that you think seems doable and people might be interested in from the group?
This is SB. I think so. I think if you send out the ask and then you can get people to sign up, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
The date again?
This is Cassandra. The date is April 12th and April 27th. The two Earth days.
April 12 and what?
April 27th.
And this is where this particular location will be at? In Stockton?
Mm-hmm. Yes, this is Cassandra. Yes, we'll send out all that information to make it a little easier. But yes, they're both the Earth Day events that are going to be occurring in Stockton in the boundary.
It will be in Victory Park, or would it be?
Yes, this is Cassandra. One of them will be at Victory Park, and then one of them will be at Stockton Unified School District in their open lot, which is off of 56th and Lincoln Street. So
Oh,
yeah.
I see. Okay, I see that. Okay, 12 and 12 is Unified, and the 27 at the Victory Park. Can people? I get to bring up. I would like, I would definitely would show one of those events, but not. I definitely be interested. Also, bring my equipment because it's very light, and showing that this is what you guys present. This is the presented finished product, and everything, which really help and really and it also it's not that hard to get. I know for me it's very fast to fill out the application, and I totally forget about it. And a couple of months later, it came to the door. What's this?
Yay! This is Heather. Douglas, we take a demo with us. We take one out to our event.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
all I need to know. That this is a great machine. The thing is, the only thing that my mom don't like is that I use it a lot, and then I have it like that. Shut the thing on, wasting electricity.
This is Cassandra. Well, thank you, Douglas. I'm excited to hear that. That's why I just kind of wanted to pick your guys' brains first before we
Definitely, it's awesome. Okay,
approach the CSC and see, hey, like just throw it out there if you're willing to come on down just for, a little bit of time, and partner up with us to connect and and we will bring an example so you don't have to bring yours. But yeah, that would be wonderful. And then if we get your guys' approval, then we'll go ahead and draft that email and put that request out there with all the information to make it easy.
And this is Margot. I agree with SB and Doug. And yes, I think getting the ask out there is I'm hoping that people would participate. I think trying to get them to commit, would be helpful because if it's just kind of nebulous, they might just kind of like chalk it up. But if they're committed for an hour on this day, then maybe they'd show.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you, Margot.
Yeah, this is Cassandra. Maybe we can like even create like a volunteer sign up sheet and maybe do like 30-minute increments with certain times. That way we can lock it in and just kind of spread out, spread the love there and see for, when people can come join, great. And if not, that's okay too. But yeah, I think it'd be neat to just kind of have a partnership in that sense.
Doug, just a suggestion. I think people were. I also there's other people in groups that might be sensitive to the weather. They might be sensitive to pollen. They might be sensitive to heat. It might be sensitive to something. So I just make a suggestion that by the time when the days get closer, I think maybe to bring up the weather factor. So that way, people won't be too concerned or anxiety about the weather or whatever they're concerned about the weather. That's all. Thank you.
This is Cassandra. Yes, I agree. And we can definitely do that. And this is just a voluntary type of sign up. Like in no way is anybody obligated. It's just if you would like to, great. But yeah, we can definitely put those concerns and list everything out there. So that way people are fully knowledgeable before they sign up. And if they sign up and can't make it, that's okay too. We're just trying something new. So yeah. Okay, we'll get that going. Let's see here. What else do we have on the agenda? Well, we pretty much flew through everything. We've covered all of our stuff. We are looking to hold the subcommittee outreach committee quarterly. So our next meeting will be sometime in May. We don't have a date decided just yet, but we will communicate that with you once we can flush some stuff out. Is there any questions or any other things that anybody wants to bring up?
Oh, this is SB. I just wanted to ask, so on that date that we have that lawnmower program, is Valley Can also going to do the auto and the air purifiers there?
Yeah,
this is Cassandra.
I think so.
Yep.
This Heather, the one we just had. Hold on, I wrote it down somewhere. The one we just had in Arvin, I'm really actually very happy with the work that Valley Can is doing. I wrote that down somewhere really important, and I don't know where. Oh, here. Anyway, they had incredible numbers both on the mower side and the vehicle side in the on February 8th when we did this in Arvin.
Yeah.
And because of their vast experience with managing these events, and now that they've done 2, I think they've got it dialed in pretty good. So we're very encouraged.
Okay. Thank you.
This is Cassandra. Any other questions? Heather, am I missing anything?
I'm just gonna look again. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, I can't find it. No, I think we'll probably just end up, and we do it after meetings, in between now and our next meeting, we'll give you some updates. And hopefully if we make enough progress on all of this stuff that we're talking about, we'll have a good outreach update at the next CSC meeting, which will be
April
2nd.
2nd. Yeah.
Oh, hey, in person.
The in-person event.
No, do we have one in March too?
Yeah, there's one next week on March 5th.
There we go.
Yeah.
Not next week. I want to have an update for you. I might tell them all what we're working on, but by April, I will for sure have details. Thanks, Rocio.
Well, this is Cassandra. Well, I will give you guys back some of your time. I thank you for meeting us on a Friday
Hold on
afternoon.
for a minute. Excuse me before we go out, to clarify what I didn't get quite in an interaction with. Are we having in person or are we having a Zoom meeting next month? I didn't quite understand.
Thank
Which
you,
one?
Douglas. This is Heather. So next week, normal Zoom CSC meeting on March 5th. Yes, Rocio? March 5th on Zoom. A
Okay.
month later, April 2nd, we hope to see you in person.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much. And
Well,
also,
wait.
just remind people, put me on in the Roscoe because I did not get the last January. I don't know when it started. I don't know what happened. I got kind of lost until I call in and see what's going on with the committee as far as I'm concerned. Okay.
We're glad you're back.
Email. That's what I'm trying to say. That's all. All right, guys. Okay, thank you. Back to you, Cassandra. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you so much. Take care.
We're looking to seeing you all in Stockton on that date at the Stribley Park Center.
Which thing is that? Which event are you talking about there, Everett?
At the in-person the event where we're going to be together, coming together.
Oh,
April
that's going to be
2nd.
at Stribley? Okay.
I believe so.
This is Rocio. Yeah, just to clarify for everyone, the next in-person meeting we are planning to have on April 2nd. And yes, it will be at the Stribley Community Center. We'll make sure to send out notifications to the CSC just to make everyone aware of it. But it's also on the agenda as well. So if you guys want to look on there, yeah, and if you guys have any questions, just always feel free to reach out to any of us.
Thank you, Rocio. This is Heather. I'm excited to see you all on Zoom next week.
This is Cassandra, and again, I thank you, and we'll give you 15 minutes of your time back. All righty, guys. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your Friday and a wonderful weekend.
Yeah, happy Friday. I'll see y'all next week. Excited to see everyone in person. And
Yeah.
Have a blessed PGIF and be safe.
Yep.
Bye, team.
Bye.
Thank you, SB. Thank you, Douglas.